Hi honeys, it's your Queen Bee. So I am going to do a little story time for you. I think I made a story on my freshman homecoming, why I did not go. So if you want to learn more about that and like why the story is of importance, then I would watch that because then this would make a little bit more sense. So I didn't go to my freshman homecoming. That's already been established. So sophomore year. This is the worst homecoming I have ever been to. It was the absolute worst, from planning it to like just everything about it, the worst. So I was with the guy that I just broke up with. I don't like saying ex just because I feel it has a bad connotation. And he wasn't a bad guy. The last guy before him was terrible and abusive. And the guy I dated last, he was just kind of an idiot. So, to say the least, he was dumb and did not think things through and just was really babyish about everything. And I know this sounds mean, but you'll understand why this was the worst homecoming in a little bit. So, what happened was, I think the month of homecoming, I was planning my dress and everything, and we were going to go with purple. I think we were originally going to go with purple and blue because we wanted to find like a nice ombre dress and then like him have like a tie or something. But yeah, we settled on purple because the only dress we could find was a really long dress, and I was going to hem it up myself, but my mom was like, no, you shouldn't have to worry about that. You have school and stuff. So I was like, it wouldn't have taken that long. So I love her to death. A lady that I just say aunt, just to make it easy. My aunt, not related to me, but an aunt, sewed the dress up for me. And she's a good sewer. She's good at making quilts and stuff. She made me a quilt for graduation, and I love it. But the dress didn't have much to work with, even though it was very long. I was miserable. The dress turned out awful. It literally looked like a hoop skirt dress, but there was nothing underneath, so it literally just stood like that on its own, and I was just like, this is terrible. So, I also, back then, because it was a school function, I heard that you had to, like, cover your shoulders and stuff, so I wore this hideous black, like, short over thing, and I'm like, now I'm school appropriate. God will approve of this. And, oh my gosh, it was just awful. And then I didn't have any heels, so I wore flats with white socks. Just god-awful. Now, besides my horrible fashion sense and my inability to do makeup the best at the time, everything was awful. From him just, I can't even remember what he wore. I think we picked out, and it actually matched. Every single one of our outfits has actually matched, which was surprising that we could find the exact color. He was like the color master, and like I literally just told him what I wanted. I gave him like an example, and sometimes he would try to mess with me because he didn't want to wear certain things, but I was like, no, you're gonna wear it. I was a little bit bossy in that aspect, but I mean, I didn't go to my freshman dance, and he did, and he was like, oh, it was so much fun. And I'm like, yeah, well, the least you can do is just do what I say, which is just dress similar, that way we don't look weird in pictures. That's my main thing, was I just wanted pictures. So the week before, we were having a rough patch, and we had rough patches a lot, but our friends were like, that's dumb, don't fight, and I'm like, alright, well, I'm already kind of feeling sad because the dress sucks. And then he didn't want to do, he didn't want to tuck in his shirt. I remember that the day of. Didn't want to tuck in his shirt. I was like, fine. And I can't remember what else, but we had plans to meet our friends at the park, to get professional pictures and all that kind of stuff. So I literally was like, I'm just going to bring my phone because I really don't want professional pictures because I look awful. And literally no one had any direction as to what to do, so we just made up a bunch of stuff and just took pictures. And they look cute-ish. Would not spend money on those pictures, so glad I took them with my phone. But, yeah, the worst. So we were planning on going to dinner with them. But then I think my parents took us to dinner. So then we went back to his house, sat for a little bit, And I think at that time they're in the process of moving out or something. I can't remember. But I just remember us being there, and his parents was like, what are you doing? And we were just like, waiting to go to dinner again, but with our friends. So we go to this place. It's not really the nicest place in my town, but a lot of people go to it. It's like this fancy bar, and it's like on the square, and I hate it. I mean, I'm just gonna be blunt. I hate it. And everyone got like some food, and of course, one of my friends, the female friend, she was trying to snort sugar, and then of course my date was doing the same thing, and then they started playing with knives, and I'm like, I want to leave. And because I was the only one with the car, I was like, I will dump you all here. So keep that in mind too. I guess that's an important thing I should have said at the beginning. I was the only one that had my license or my car, and so I was designated driver. No one was going to be drinking. That was the plan. I think my other two friends did. But me and my date, we went to a dance. He didn't want to dance with me. I was like, fine. So I was going to go find my friends, and he just complained that I wasn't with him. I was like, all right. So we just kind of walked around and whatever. I had fun dancing when I did. Then we seen my ex. And at the time, he was my ex, wasn't my ex. Anyways, my abusive ex, we seen him. And he was just stalking us. Like, trying to get as close to me as possible. And, my boyfriend at the time was like, let's just leave. And I'm like, I want to go and stay the whole time. And then our friend, well, not really my friend, but the current guy's friend was like, hey, I'm having a party in my house. And I was like, I guess I'll drive you over there, but I have to bring you back home with me. And if I say we have to leave, I really mean we have to leave. Because he said he wasn't going to invite my ex. Big shocker, he did. So we get there to the friend's house, and we're all in the back patio, and there's just all the people that I hate. And I think we brought my friend and her date, so we were all four there together. Same people we took pictures with. We were at this guy's house, and of course he shows up, and his mom, the friend's mom, that we were at the house of, was like, okay, well, you can just stay inside. And I was like, I'm not going to be separated from everyone. Like, he should know not to be near me. We can't be in the same room together. Like, literally all of that. And no, he wanted to sit as close to me as possible. And I was like, I feel uncomfortable. Can we leave? And my date was like, no, we can stay. I'm like, you know what's happened in the past, right? And he was like, yeah, but it's fine. We're in public. I'm like, he's going to try to do something. I just know it. And without going into too much detail as to what happened, because I don't think I've addressed it on this channel, mostly because it's like a heavy topic, and I don't want little kids not necessarily not hearing about it, but I don't want to scare off anyone, I guess. It's kind of a like hard topic to talk about, and I'm not the best at like explaining. And I don't want to say like hard R, but I was, it's so hard to say. I was not in the best position, and he did stuff to me that I did not like, and, yeah. So, with that vaguely being said, I told him all that he's going to try something, I don't feel safe, I'm leaving. And he said, no, we're staying. And I was like, I'm the one with the car. And his parents said, my date's parents said, bring him home, please. And I was like, I'm trying. And they're like, okay, just go home then. Because we know the situation. We know he's being a jerk. And just go home. So he walked me to my car. And I left. I almost hit a tree on the way home because I was just sobbing. And I literally just wanted to die. So, yeah. I hate saying it. I tried doing it on purpose just because I thought maybe if I died that like he couldn't hurt me anymore. But that's not the case because he's a creep, so he'd probably like do stuff to a corpse. So yeah, dark topic. But I got home. My date texted me 9:00 the next day at night. Hadn't talked to him for a whole like I don't know, it was like a little less than 24 hours, like maybe 23. Literally. he was like, oh, by the way, I had fun. I'm like, I didn't. I've been worried about you all night. And he was like, why would you worry? I'm like, because my ex was there, and I know he carries around a knife, and I know you didn't carry around a knife, so kind of worried that you were going to die. He was like, oh, whatever. He left after you left. I'm like, well, did he follow me? And he was like, oh, he went the same way. I'm like, he lives on this side of town. Sorry, I'm playing with scissors. He lives on this side of town. I live on this side. I'm like, why would he come this way if his house is that way? And he was like, huh. Didn't think of that. I'm like, you are an idiot. You are a moron. I hate you so much. So I almost broke up with him. But I was like, we have to make it to 3 years in a week. We just have to make it to 3 years in a week. Please just do this one thing for me. And he was like, that's fine. We weren't even really dating the entire time we were dating. So, just with all that being said, what happened was they were running around town while I was home. And I guess they were just like doing a bunch of illegal stuff, honestly. And I was like, why would you even stay there? And then his parents got mad at me because he wasn't home and I felt bad. So I was like, oh my god, they hate me. They didn't end up hating me. But, well, I don't think they did anyways. Yeah. So then I just chewed him out and he was like, I'm just not going to talk to you. I'm like, wow, you're a baby. You put me in a situation where I felt unsafe and, I mean, why wouldn't you care about my well-being? So, lesson learned. He didn't care about me. Should have known. I was in a bad situation. Yeah. Besides him just being negligent and just like an idiot, he really didn't do anything wrong. He just doesn't think. And he still doesn't think. And that's probably why I hate him so much now, because, even to this day, we're going to be friends. And I've explained in, like, last video, a couple videos ago, I don't know. You just can't be friends with your exes. And that's sad to say, but it's true. And if someone does something like that, just dump them right away. There's no reason. I know I thought I had a reason. Oh, there was not a good reason. Should have just dumped him. But yeah, I stayed with him. So, I think with that, my lesson to you guys is, if you are in a situation that you feel very unsafe, call the police. Honestly, I should have done that, but, I felt like if I did that, I would show weakness, but no. Call the police. Call 911, please. If I would have stayed there any longer and knowing that, with foreshadowing, knowing that they would have all left and that he probably would have stuck with me, then I'd probably be dead. If not by him, by myself. So, and also, I try not to joke about suicide. I have had suicidal tendencies and thoughts and stuff, so I take lightly to it because I'm just like, I can relate. So my coping mechanism is jokes. I joke about everything. I am not a faint of heart with that stuff. And plus I'm in the military, so I mean, we have briefings on this all the time. We actually had one the other day. We joke about it because if you don't joke, then you just bottle it up. And without joking or just telling someone, or even talking, just without communication, it's going to be inside of you. And you're going to feel that shame or guilt or just unhappiness forever. And then that's what leads to those actions that cause not being alive. And I'm a very vocal person. But I do try to keep things to myself, because I feel that no one else can help me, but I'm wrong. I have a lot of friends that actually do care, but my little lesson to you guys, please, if you are in that situation, I want you to get help. Just go and get help, please. Don't do what I did, because if he would have actually caught up to my car, because it was very dark, and I don't even think I had my lights on, because I remember there was a couple months where I had to drive late. I literally didn't know how to turn my lights on for my car because everything's manual. So, yeah. Part of the reason why I almost hit a tree, because it was, like, on accident, but, like, low-key I was, like, aiming for it. But anyways. Yes, I've never been in a car accident, so knock on wood. But, yeah. If he would have caught up to me, who knows what would have happened. So yes, I should have called the police. I should have came inside and told the parents what were happening. But I didn't. I ran away, and that's the worst thing you can do in a closed situation like that. So, lesson learned. Please be safe out there. I know homecoming is fun. It's supposed to be fun. This was just the worst homecoming for me because of all the situations that happened and just having a negligent date. If they treat you wrong, and before homecoming, please take the person out on a date so you can kind of get a feel for how they are, because chances are if they like ditch you on the first date or they lie to you or they do anything that's like sketchy, do not take them on a second date. Say one and done, because that's what I do, and I guess I should do that when I'm dating people, but yeah. One and done, honey. That's all you need. If they mess up the first time, they ain't worth your time. So that was my little table talk, tea talk, just story time, just me telling you guys be safe, and I love you all so much. You are literally like my little children. I know I don't have a lot of subscribers, but the ones who do like reach out and stuff, I just hope that you guys are safe, because my main worry is just hearing one of you guys are in trouble, because Mama Mel can't do everything, but I wish I could. So, I'm sorry this video wasn't upbeat and positive. I try to keep things light. I know it's not easy, but I try not to make it hard. So, please reach out to people. You don't have to reach out to me, but please tell people if there's abusive situations or negligence or something, because you don't need that in your life. You need to be happy and just carefree, because that's what all little children deserve. I know I was a sophomore, so I was like probably 16 or I think 16, so not really a little kid, but still I think that's like little kid-ish. Like when you're in high school, I still think of you as a little kid, even though I'm like 19, I'm like still a kid, but still, please be safe. That's all I ask, is please be safe and watch out. So with all that being said, make sure to like this video if you did. If you didn't, then don't. Make sure to subscribe, because I try to make videos every single day, except for the weekends. And if you do like me and you just love everything that I do, I guess, make sure to check out my TikTok, my Twitter, my Instagram. And I think with all that being said, be safe, please. Please be safe. And thanks for stopping by. Love you.